country. Ukhanza ukuthi-ke foreign investors sekayayibuka i-capacity yethu to house big machinery for producing whatever we may want to be producing in the country. Simephi kulolu hlangothi lolo sikaxoxa nabo-ke sive ukuthi ngabe vele kuhamba kanjani. Sikhumbuzo angikubingelele mfowethu kuphethuba ukuthi uvusele eMaswati.
Sivusele Mr. Perez, sivusele eMaswati emakhaya. Siphilile thina Mr. Perez.
Kuhle kakhulu mnethu. Live liyakhanya nje kuhle kunjena uma uthi umile lapha eTulu eMbabana ubuka le ntasi kubozulwini. Noma uthi ume kuphi kuletinye indzawo live like selihle liyakhanya. I think that's the mandate that our government has given you to make sure ukuthi we are sustainable in terms of energy in the country. But let's talk to the theme. Eswatini is open for business, and I think it's quite critical to your organization as well in terms of understanding what this really means.
You are alright. Uqinisile Mr. Perez. Actually, uma ukhuluma ngekhanya kwelive kithi kuyasijabulisa ngibona live likhanya ngoba kusho ukuthi nathi siyawenda umsebenzi. Uqiniseka ukuthi live la kangwane linagesi lowenele ukuthi emabhizinisi, emakhaya, emadolobheni kuhlale kunagesi lese sikudinga. Lese ufana nethi i-basic need kahle kahle esweni.
Siva ngabo load shedding nje kwamanye amave nxa sinje kokujuba uthi kuyakhanya. I think it's part of your mandate to make sure ukuthi naleti indzaba nje ukuthi sibe consistent and sustainable in terms of the energy. That's basically what you are doing.
Exactly. Not only that, even nale quality kungabe ngesi lota uhamba nje unyamalala nawe na gain, but the supply ibe steady kuze ukuthi nemission kuba ngemishini ledzinga lo gesi lonemandla lamanenge and kudzingeka ukuthi uhlale ukhona leyo gesi lo kuhamba kawo ufana nema fridge uma usekhamba egesi so wayonakala lawo ma fridge lawo and items inside there so wayonakala. So seeing the country lina gesi lowenele much as singawutholi locally kwenda ukuthi sibonakala siwenda umsebenzi nasi silapha.
Eswatini is open for business. Njengoba sengishilo mangindlalela ukuthi I think it is quite critical for your organization to deliver on its mandate based on the supply and sustainability of energy in the country.
Yes. Mr. Perez, thine uma sibuka i-theme Eswatini is open for business, ikhanza in line with my activities eswendako, my projects eswendako, especially now and in the short term. Angibekise nje lesikwendako kulamalanga as part of ensuring that we've got secured supply of electricity in the country. We are expanding or increasing the capacity yakhe generator kangwane even la kangwane. And in doing that we have gone competitively in terms of getting those independent power producers to set up those power plants within the country. Just to take you a step back, and Mlalele Makaya, we've recently launched this competitive tendering process, which allows the country, or as well the regulator, to have some form of control in terms of the tariff that is being charged at generation, such that in the whole value chain you've got a tariff that is competitive and reasonable, which was not the case in the past, where we were welcoming any prospective supplier to give us their proposal, we adjudicate it and give them the license as and when they come.
But just a quick one, what is the aim of this entire process in terms of making sure that it speaks to your original mandate?
Okay, this entire process is aimed at achieving an increase in local production, in local capacity by 40 megawatts for solar in the short term. We'll be launching another phase which will be procuring another 40 megawatts through biomass. So we're talking about in the short term, around 5 years, we're talking about 80 megawatts that will be added onto the grid from local supply, not imported electricity.
And how significant is this going to contribute towards the current situation where we hear that we source most of our, we import most of our energy?
It should provide a huge relief actually, because the idea is to eliminate or reduce our imports. The market the procurement that we're doing is such that we are reducing the amount of power that we import and replacing it with what we'll be generating locally. So all the power that will be procured, the 80 megawatts that I'm talking about, will be fed onto the grid directly.
Of course. And how close and how far is this process from being finalized now in terms of making sure that we will have an independent power producer to make sure that they start generating this 40 megawatts you are talking about, and also the biomass that you're also talking about?
In terms of the timelines, if I'm not mistaken, towards the end of 2020, we should be having the 40 megawatts of solar being procured locally. And the biomass process will already be rolling by then, which should take us within the next 3 to 5 years, we should have those 80 megawatts already on the grid.
Let's talk about Rwanda sites. I think they set up a short while ago, and I think they were also part of the process that you are talking about, you know, although maybe not really like attached to this one, you know, but it was also part of saying we want independent power producers to grow or to contribute to the energy scale in the country. How are they doing? What are they contributing to the grid at the moment?
At the moment, the Wanda site are contributing 100 kilowatts into the grid. And the idea there was to it was more of a test phase, a test model to check if our grid can be able to absorb power from solar and remain sustainable. And that proof that that project was a success is the fact that now we're going big. We're getting 40 megawatts onto our grid, which shows that solar is also compatible with our grid.
Of course. And what is your policy, Skumbuzo, in terms of making sure that the opportunities around the energy sector are maximized or utilized by Eswatini in as far as starting businesses around the energy sector is concerned, you know? I'm saying this because I know there's opportunities for Eswatini to source finance and probably to partner with people with the expertise, you know. Is this a priority for your organization to make sure that Eswatini are part of the growth within this industry?
That is an interesting point, actually, to bring up. When we launched the competitive tendering process of power, we invited stakeholders as far as financiers, as far as contractors, those that can do construction. The aim was to ensure that everyone participates in this project. And as part of the requirements for this process, there are requirements that require that there is local participation of both financiers as well as constructors, and that is to ensure that everyone, even in Swaziland, benefits from this process, and it provides employment from different sectors, both for financiers as well as construction.
And then maybe as we round it up, you know, we need to also bear in mind that we have SMEs in the country. They may not necessarily have the capacity to build a plant or an energy plant, but what strategy is there to make sure that they are also accommodated?
You are bringing up an interesting point. Actually, long term, or when these IPPs are operational, there are services that will be offered or available for SMEs. For instance, there will be supply of uniform for staff, protective wear, as well as things like security. These plants needs those kind of services, and those kind of services will be procured locally.
Yeah. And where are you based here at Mavuso? What hall are you in, and what services and expectations can members of the public come with at your stand?
Okay, we are at hall 1 at Mavuso, and we are trying to encourage and sensitize people to save electricity as we consume it, as well as ensure that we are safe in using electricity. As you visit our stand, you will know that we'll be giving you a lot of information around saving electricity, around ensuring your safety, so that at the end of the day, much as electricity has become such a necessity, there's nothing that we can then say there have been accidents around electricity. People have been sensitized and are aware that they need to be cautious when working around electricity.
Skumbuzo, thank you so much for coming through, and I'm glad you could bring up the issue of responsibility on our part as consumers to make sure that we use energy efficiently. Thank you so much for coming through this afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Perez, and thank you to the viewers at home.
Asotamahle sisemavuso Trade and Exhibition Center sikhuluma ngetindzaba ke te-energy emandla tingumgogodla wekucinisa komnotfo ikakhulukazi siyati ukuthi tekulima nemabhizinisi nenhlalakahle nje elive generally isime ke kuto ke temandla ekhaya ke Eswatini. Sicoceke la nalomunye ke wabososaziwayo basekhaya ke Eswatini noma ke Gciniwe Fakuthe lesimtfoleke khona la eMavuso Trade and Exhibition Center. We just wanted her to give us her idea or her perspective in terms of the theme. Eswatini is open for business, particularly in the space where she works, in the information, communication and technology space. The skills and the attitude we need to demonstrate to make sure that we are in line with government's approach and strategy to say we are open for business as a Eswatini, but what do you and I have to do to make sure that we are in alignment with our government is saying? Anyway, good to see you at the Trade Fair 2019. You may want to share your sentiments about the 2019 Eswatini International Trade Fair, particularly the theme, unpacking the theme in the context of the space you work in.
No, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here. I think with every passing year, when you come to the trade fair, you realize how as a kingdom we are progressing. From the exhibitors, from the way we exhibit, and from the wares and the items and everything that is exhibited. It is truly applauding government on pulling 2019 off. But talking to the theme, Eswatini is open for business, I think even globally, we are saying Africa is open for business. So localizing it and bringing it to the Swazi context and then saying, we are open for business, I think is an apt theme. Because when you look at the technology sector, which I am in, the ICT sector, we truly are open for business. As a country, we are rolling on 4G LTE. The world is speaking 5G, but as a kingdom, we're already speaking on that topic as well. Even as you go around the exhibitions, you truly realize that as a country, both from an SME perspective, medium enterprises, and even big business, we really are open for business, and we are ready to support and drive His Majesty's vision. 2022 is around the corner, and everyone in their little corner should be gearing up to actually be ready when the world comes in and wants to do business with us.
And particularly, we are saying Eswatini is open for business, but are we ready in terms of skills? What do we need to do in terms of skills so that we are relevant and we are able to be relevant within the theme that we are talking about?
When His Majesty declared that by 2022 we need to get to first world status, I think every Swazi individually started to look within and say, how am I ready? How are we ready? And that was said a long time ago. So Africa is now saying we are open for business. As a kingdom, we've been gearing ourselves towards first world from all our sectors, from education, from ICT, from transport, from local government, from education. We have been gearing up for this. I believe in terms of human resource, we are there as a kingdom. We're not an illiterate nation. We are really highly skilled. When you look at the unemployed youth that is sitting out there carrying degrees, we are ready. We have the human resource. We have the capacity to do so. And I think mentally we are now ready to do it, because when His Majesty first spoke 2022, many Swazis were saying, oh, it's too close. Some were saying, are we going to get there? But now we are correct, mentally and otherwise. And I believe where the will is correct with what traction we need to be taking as a person individually, but also as a nation, I believe we are ready and truly ready to open up as a kingdom for business with the world.
Feminine touch, the women are still talking.
Etimo lokufuna bese kuhlakaniphela lokufuna wena utithandze wena kuqala
lempo yekujajana netilonza ngekhathi
uyabona once watithandza watemukela wena
ungaphuthelwa njalo nje ngetikhathi te-feminine touch.
Mina lemasontweni leni mfundisi nisi niyakhola ngathi niphethetika mfundisi. Mina nomoya ngibhadle esontweni mfundisi.
Awusakweleni. Faka lokhu ngekwakho. No ngiyakuva. Ngiyakuva. Lale ngisakulungisa ngosami.
Yaphila babunja
wena wasuka sidudla kangaka sisi usho uyakudla umnakethu la khaya.
Eswatini International Trade Fair 2019, and it is business is open for Eswatini, or Eswatini is open for business. Mbukeli solo sikhangisa ngako lokwenteka kwa-event akangwane tinkampani tiphumile mbukeli titawukhomba letikwentako kuleli kanti right next to me is Rosa from Mavuso University. Rosa, welcome.
Thank you.
Please pass your greetings on to the viewers.
Okay. Good afternoon, viewers at home. My name is Rosa Butloko. I'm the Assistant Dean of the Mavuso University Eswatini campus.
Yes. Mavuso University, please tell us who you are. What does Mavuso University stand for? Where do you come from?
Okay. First of all, let me mention to the viewers at home that Boto University is a privately owned university, originally from Botswana, but we are now in Eswatini. We have set up a full campus in Eswatini, and we are no longer Boto University Botswana. We are Boto University Eswatini. Yes.
Okay. Now, what does Boto University have to offer? When was it established? Before we just come to what it has to offer.
We established in Eswatini from the 25th of July 2019. That's when ESHEC was approving us as a institution that is compliant, that can open doors to the Swati students to apply and also to obviously employ people who would want to join us. We are a quality-driven institution. We believe a lot in quality. We are an ISO certified institution, ISO 9001, 2015 quality management system. That's how much we believe in quality. But not only quality driven, we are also a technology driven institution. We are changing the mindset of the learners to move away from only classroom, but also to move to the digital classroom. And by so doing, to help our learners catch up with the technology faster pace, we give every registered learner with Boto University a tablet. With that tablet, they can also be able to access our electronic library, because we are subscribing to a number of databases where our students can access electronic books, where they can access journals. This helps us a lot. It also helps our learners. As you know that textbooks are very expensive, and students who are government sponsored, they're dependent on the allowances that they get, and the allowance that they get will find that it's always short to get all the textbooks that they need. So with our subscription to these databases, students are able to access the prescribed textbooks, the recommended textbooks, and also the journals. That makes their lives of learning easier, and it encourages them to keep on researching as well.
Right.
Yes.
What programs do you guys offer?
As a university, because we are a big university, we offer programs from 5 faculties, which are Faculty of Business and Accounting, Faculty of Computing, Faculty of Health and Education, Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism, Faculty of Engineering and Applied Sciences. However, in Eswatini, because we are only established from this year, we are going to be offering programs from 3 faculties, which are Faculty of Business and Accounting. And from Faculty of Business and Accounting, we have 4 programs that we will be offering. We are going to be offering Bachelor of Science in Business Management. We are also going to be offering Bachelor of Science in Accounting. And we have 2 professional accounting programs that we'll be also offering in this faculty, which is ACCA and CIMA. So far, we are the only institution locally that will be offering these programs full-time classroom-based. We have learned that, okay, there are a lot of people who are doing ACCA and CIMA in Swaziland, but those people are doing it private and they are struggling to complete. And that makes that chartered accountants are short in the country. So we are coming now to bridge that gap. And then from the Faculty of Computing, we are offering the Bachelor of Science in Computing. We are also offering Bachelor of Science in Mobile Computing. This is a highly specialized program that we are offering, and so far we are the only institution that is offering this program. We are also offering another highly specialized program, Bachelor of Science in Network Security and Computer Forensic. Yes, there is a institution that is offering it, but we're offering it at a degree level, this one. And from the Faculty of Health and Education, we have Bachelor of Science in Health Information Management. This is also a niche program that we are offering, and we are the only institution in Eswatini that is offering this program. Yes.
Now, I could tell, or I could see through one of your brochures that you guys also offer scholarships.
Yes.
What does it take for one to qualify for scholarships?
Okay. First of all, let me mention that the scholarship is at 3 levels. We have the scholarship at 50%, we have the scholarship at 75%, and we have the scholarship at 100%. When we say 50%, we mean a student who has been awarded that scholarship will be paying 50%. A student who will be awarded the scholarship at 75 will be paying only 25%. The 75% will be borne by the institution. And a student who is awarded a scholarship at 100% will be paying nothing, because the institution would have borne the full cost, the tuition costs. We only covering the tuition costs. Tuition plus the exams, 2 exams, normal and supplementary examinations. We don't cover books. Yes.
Now, where is Boto University found for one that would
We are in Manzini. We are currently at Riverstone Mall, first floor opposite Nedbank. That's where we are. And we can also be visited through our website, www.buthuuniversity.com. And from the website, feel free to check any of our campuses, because we are here in Eswatini, but we are not limiting people to go study in Botswana, because we are not offering all the courses here in Eswatini. We are offering only 8 courses as per the approval by ESHEC. So if maybe someone wants to do an engineering program, they can do that program from Botswana. So feel free to visit all the campuses that we have. But once you go into our website and you go straight into the Eswatini campus, you will see all the information about what we are offering in Eswatini only.
All right. Now you mentioned that you offer scholarships based on a certain percentage.
Yes.
Now, what decides what percentage each student gets?
We are doing the means testing. By means testing, we're saying the scholarship will be offered as per the affordability of the parents or the guardians. So if the student, the applicant is qualifying for the offer or has been offered by Buthu University and also stands a better chance to be awarded the scholarship, we assess the affordability of the parents. If the parent doesn't earn that much, that attracts more scholarship for them. And especially for the 100%, preference will be given to the orphan and vulnerable children. These are the children without parents, or maybe the children with parents but living under poverty.
Now, for some universities, someone might not even qualify for university entry. Would you have mature entry, and at what age would you have that?
Okay, thank you for that question. It's very important for me to also mention that as a university, we also recognize a prior learning, and we also recognize a mature entry. Our mature entry starts from 30 years. And our mature entry doesn't necessarily mean that when you are coming to apply in your 30 years, we will be admitted in the course. You should have gained at least a background in the field that you want to study. Say maybe you know back then people were finishing at Form 3. I'll just give that example. And once that person is finished at Form 3, they'll go work. And they work maybe in the computing field. So this person now wants to come and formalize, have a formal qualification in the computing field. We look at their age. Their age is beyond the normal age of entry, but they have experience in the field. Then the supervisor must give them the recommendation letter, so that stating their experience that they have within the field, and then we will give them the admission. Prior learning, we mean like you have done a course, a qualification elsewhere, and you want to progress with us. We look at your qualification, and also if you stand chance to get exemptions, you are exempted, then you are admitted at a level that you have to join it.
Now, we also have what we call undergraduate courses, and that is what you guys offer. Would you have honors, the master's degrees, and what does one need to qualify for those?
Okay. In the campus in Eswatini, we only offer undergrad programs. But as a university, yes, like I said, we are a big university. We offer online studies. Our online studies, that's where you can find the postgraduate programs. The postgraduate programs can be done by you and me. We are working and we want to advance our studies. We don't want to quit our jobs. Therefore, the most advantageous way of learning will be for us to go through the online studies. Yes.
You just started this year, so what are your future plans as Buthu University? I understand you're still at Riverside Mall and you're yet to get more space, probably
yes,
in the
yes,
next
yes.
number of years.
Yes.
What are your future plans as far as going in the kingdom?
We are a very committed institution. We are now operating in 4 countries. We are in Botswana, 2 campuses in Botswana, in both cities, Gaborone and Francistown. We are in Namibia, we are in Lesotho, and now we are in Eswatini. And in every country that we enter, we make a commitment to the nationals of that country, a commitment to help develop the economy. And when we talk about developing the economy, we're talking about starting from offering quality programs of education, employing the people, and also giving the country a face uplift. By so saying, what I mean is we are intending to move away from the rented premises and have established our own campus where we would have found land. Yes, we normally give ourselves 3 years to operate in a rented premises, then we have to be able to move to our own campus where we are now going to build our own structures. Yes.
Now, what, out of interest and out of curiosity, what brought Eswatini University to the Kingdom of Eswatini?
We are a committed institution, like I said. We follow the protocols. SADC has a protocol where SADC is saying all countries within the SADC should create access to the learners. Access, they don't necessarily mean in your own country of origin. Access means one of the countries in SADC does not have many institutions, and if an institution is capable of going to set up in that country, they go set up in that country. Well, Swaziland or Eswatini is a member of the Boleswa. We are in Lesotho, so we felt let's complete the cycle and be in the Boleswa before we can even go to the mother region, which is SADC. Eswatini is one country with a lot of potential. One thing that I can also say without shying away is that students in Eswatini are passing with very good grades, and because we are a quality-driven institution, we want to be seen by the graduates who have passed from high school, who won't struggle in the tertiary education, and we will be sure that we are indeed going to achieve our well-rounded graduates who are employable, who are entrepreneurial as well. Yes.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure. Mbukeli njengoba bengishido ukuthi solo sikanekisela exhibition hall number 2 umsakazo wakho wetitfombe Eswatini TV wente isiqiniseko sokuthi nawe yakuniketela ithuba lokuthi uthole ithuba lokuthi ubone lokwenteka kola ko umbukiso walonyaka kanti ke ngisasho njalo mbukeli utawukhumbula ukuthi indvuna yatotekulima ike yakhuluma ngekuthuthukisa tona emabhizinisi lapha evenda kangwane ukuthi nguloyo naloyo akatholela ithuba lokuthi akathi nakalima nje angalimeli kokuthi adle yena yedwana kodwa atholela ithuba lokuthi athengisele labanye phindze futhi sithola isithuba sokuthi sikhiphele nangaphandle kuleli la kangwane. Ngisasho njalo nje mbukeli sitawuthola lithuba lokuthi sibone yena Sifiso Msibilo tasichazela kafishane ngayo i-climate change ukuthi kude silungiselele sibafuyi nje singenda kanjani.
My name is Patience Magagula. I am in charge of news and current affairs in the newsroom, and Kusila Breakfast Show is one of the programs that I'm producing.
Ligama lami LinkedIn vike lisizwe kule lenkondawo nje ukuthi ngipresenter wa KBS lekuhlelo ngena nje Monday to Friday njalo ekseni ngesimbi yesithupha zekushaya insimbi yesiphohlongo la Eswatini TV.
My name is Samkel Swekoza. I'm one of the presenters of Kusile Breakfast Show.
Kusile Breakfast Show. When I speak about the program, I just light up because of the milestone first that it's undergone. It's been a long journey since its inception, but mostly the fact that it's an everyday program. It's a production of 2 hours live each and every day. So we wake up from as early as 4 o'clock, make our way into the studio, and our call time is 5:30. So by 5:30, everyone is in the studio, and we go on at 6 o'clock.
KBS, it's a news and current affairs program. Lapokona, we call people to the studio to talk more about issues, especially issues like in the Kingdom of Eswatini. So we get the chance to talk about those issues even more. Lapokona babugeli batokona kwate about ngalayo issue loyo kabandi. Even though I was assigned to host this program, but I was very, very glad when they called me to host this show because it's one of the programs that I've been watching as I grow up. And where I would say, I want to be there one day. I want to be there maybe talking about issues like in the Kingdom of Eswatini even more.
I'm inspired by to serve, when you are serving the nation, you wake up every morning, you want to serve. You need to be motivated, you need, like you've asked earlier on, you need to be inspired. And again, ngifune ube ngumflu ohlala nje nemandla mangabe uvuke isimo singasile sikade but ufuna ube nemali.
I'll say what makes me a good presenter is that for Kusile Breakfast Show, you get a chance to even research more about those topics. Yeah, the challenges. It's when you have called people and they agree the previous day that they will show up on the breakfast show in the morning, and then you realize maybe a minute or so later in the morning, maybe around 6:30, when the person is supposed to be here, that they are not here.
The greatest challenge is to wake up every morning and be energetic. That is very challenging. Njengoba ngisho sithi khona team manje tenda umuntu umoya ube phansi, but ke kufuna bese leto team leto lishaya indiva uyabuya uba nemandla.
Just focus on something that you want to do, and obviously go to school. Have a paper for that thing that you want to do.
The advice that I can give to wannabe presenters and reporters is that they must be convicted that they want to do this thing. One, they mustn't be inspired by money or fame, because we are not famous. We deliver news, we present. The only people that are famous are the guests that we invite to the show. Then again, in whatever you do, give it to all, because you never know who's watching.
There are people that I see on the road each and every day. We have some also in that we work with, our colleagues that are into sports. We want to be able to interact or bring such bits and pieces into the program, where we will take someone at the gym, for instance. People wake up each and every day. We want you to be able to see them at the gym on that particular day. So this calls for us to be able to use social media, which is where the world is at right now.
There's so much. Like you need to learn from the best. Yes,
live programs all over are commercialized, in the sense that it is easy for someone to be able to interact with the viewer on a live program. In our case, we're able to open the lines, open our phone lines, and people call through. So if there's a certain topic that you want us to discuss, even as a business or an organization or a company, you're able to come through, we'll discuss that topic. But it doesn't end there with you giving the information that you want to the public. What's interesting is that they can also call back. So that's the interaction that is there.
Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center sikhombisa ngemaswati ukuthi esikhathini lesinyene njengemsakato lokhicita ke tinhlelo letibukelwa tithandwe ngemaswati uyokhanze ukuthi sesingayi-influencer i-career decision yemuntu ahlele ekhaya, ikakhulukazi kunanahlelo ngiyabekisa ikusile breakfast show lesicetha kulibona la lunebachube nebapheki balo. Ukuyini lokwenda lo hlelo lolo? What does it take to be a presenter for a show like Kusile Breakfast Show? So we had LinkedIn Gule, who is the current presenter and host of Kusile Breakfast Show, Nasamgensiwe, together with Patience Makakula. Bachaza ngalo hlelo ukuthi luyini, what skills, what attributes, what does it take to do that? You are also a presenter for one of Eswatini TV's most famous programs, Buhle Bethu. You know, we are trying to show emaswati ukuthi sometimes ungakhawukela le timva, but can you afford to wake up at 5 or to be at work at 5 in the morning every day? Those kind of things, and the skills really, and the talents and the attributes that you need, I think.
Kunjalo John, but guess what, ngathi ngimngedwa lo presenter la nawo nelakho wena uphinza uproduce lelakho, so when you wear many hats for one program. Kodwa ke mbukeli nguloyo naloyo uthi nakakhula naye afune kuba lutho lolunsithi. I remember John ukuthi mina at the age of 8 ngangivele nje ngi-entertainer, so my dad bekavele nje athi Valande TV seyikhona yami lehamba ngetinyawo. So it takes wena ukuthi ube nguwe nje first and foremost to be on. Yes, ngangivele ngi-mobile TV kuthi lamahloni saqhamukaphi ebudzaleni nami ngemangala. But it takes you to be dedicated nje kwekucala nje John ngokuthi ngenda lihlelo lelithide. I usually see you no preparation lelakho ukuthi uqhamuka nje so wathi nokuthi kutawungena ini emoyeni, because when producer uphinza upresent And I actually think that is a bit exciting because uyathi wena uthi ukhuluma ngani kunokukhuluma ingqondo yalomunye umuntu. You know, but njeke being a presenter ngiyabekisa njeke because bokhuluma ngabuhle bethu nami. Kimi kungimi ngiliswati first and foremost, so it's easier selling what I am to the next person. You know, it's not like ngivele emsebenzini for me. I think ngiyoko ngikuthanda anyway. Ngisuke ngiyokhangisa ngebungini bami. Buhle belive leMaswati nanompumelelo eKhathi because I am Swazi first and foremost.
At the end of the day, I think the television industry is a knowledge-based industry, it's a skills-based industry. Yes, you can be influenced by what other people are doing when you see them do, but do go to the University of Limco Queen, for instance, and whatever other skills you may need, the University of Eswatini, for example, is part of what can upscale your knowledge and your skills. Minister we finance Minister Finance, we are saying Eswatini is open for business. What are we doing as a country in terms of incentivizing the business environment to make sure that we attract business people to come and plant or to establish businesses in the Kingdom of Eswatini? Honorable Minister, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you during the opening of the 2019 International Trade Fair. You may want to speak to the theme of this year's trade fair. Eswatini is open for business as far as your ministry is concerned.
Correct. So at the moment, obviously the new cabinet has come in, and our drive has really been to say, let us promote the private sector. As you will see, even the flavour of cabinet, I think, has come from a very strong private sector drive. So with a theme at the trade fair, going down that road, I really believe that government, if you look at our strategic roadmap, if you look at our development plan, if you look at all the policies that we're coming out with at this stage, it is really to say private sector, government's now here to support you. We are here to try and promote you. We are here to try and make sure that you thrive in this country. We go, not only are we looking for FDI, looking for foreign direct investment, but we are saying our local businesses, we are really expecting you now to stand up to the plate. What support do you need? What do we need to do as government to give you that support so that you can thrive and really take this economy forward? The private sector really is the engine of an economy. When the moment government tries to get too involved, you sometimes actually get in the way of private sector growth. So government's in the process of trying to withdraw, even selling shares in the private companies that it has shares in, to really allow private sector to do what it needs to do, focusing on the ease of doing business rules, focusing on the financial sector, focusing on financial inclusion, all the elements that you need to have a healthy private sector to really take the economy forward.
And as far as incentives are concerned in the international context, what is government trying to do in terms of making sure that our tax regime, for instance, or other incentives are concerned, just to make sure that we have a conducive business environment to attract investors into the country?
So obviously there are a lot of framework issues that we are looking at, that we're trying to solve. You'll see in the strategic roadmap, we are looking at our work permits to see what we can do around work permits to try and make it easier for business to enter. What can we do for ease of doing business? And it's opening businesses quicker, getting all the ease of doing business parameters, getting court cases quicker, and there's a lot of work being done there. But from the Ministry of Finance point of view, you'll notice also that in our plan we have a reduction of corporate tax, and I think that's one of the biggest indicators. You can tell the private sector that you are willing to forfeit, as government, you're willing to forfeit tax to try and make sure that the private sector can grow and that you attract private sector. Even though obviously this must all still go through the channels, it must still go through cabinet and parliament and be signed off. But the strategy is to take us from our 27.5% down to a 12.5% within a 4-year period. And I believe that's the strongest indicator one can give to the private sector. We're taking you seriously and you really want to make sure you grow. And it's not just for selected industries, it is for everyone. Is to say that in Eswatini businesses, we want you with this tax regime to be able to compete with the rest of the world. We're not only giving special companies and special markets into this tax regime, everyone, so that everyone can thrive is really the objective.
Kakhulumisa nje indzaba yokuthi litiko letemafa cishe ngilona ke lelisetha ama-policies lathinzana nekuthi live lingakhona njani ukuthi positiona ku-attracta i-foreign direct investment kakhulu. If you look at our corporate tax, khulunywa ngendzaba upscale noma ukukhulisa i-private sector eSwatini. And one of the issues that have always and consistently been raised by the private sector is about a tax regime in the country. And the minister is saying we have a very competitive tax regime if you are looking at what our region is doing. But obviously they have targets for the next 5 years where he is saying probably in the next 5 years we are going to land at 12.5% of our corporate tax, which is quite good in terms of attracting businesses from the international markets, which he also now then tries to accelerate and speaks to the theme Eswatini is open for business. We spoke to the minister on Saturday, and that is what he had to say. Swazi Bank or Eswatini Bank is also here at the trade fair too.
One of the main reasons why people are here is because they want to showcase what they are doing and provide even their services. The greatest thing about trade fair John ukuthi utfola services lo ngawatfola in their offices khona la embukisweni ngidawubekisa nje home affairs yena usuka le etelana nikete bantfu lithuba lokuthi babhalise kumbe timpepha tabo, their birth certificates, their IDs and even their passports. Kunjalo ke naSwazi Bank naye utawukhangisa ngetinto latenda kwasasibone mbukeli ukuthi Swazi Bank yena usiletheleni lo nyaka eshowini.
Lapha Eswatini Bank, isitendi se-Eswatini Bank lesitasi-ranisha nyalo lokune-show. Sibone ukuthi asite nathi sitokanekisa lapha sitokhona ukuthi sithengise ama-products ethu. Sivula ama-accounts, sivulele abantu labo labafuna ukuvula ama-accounts. Sibathengisele nelikhadi. Uma uvule i-account uthola i-prepaid card yamahala. Normally leli khadi silithengise nga-100 emalangeni, kepha kulolo ovula i-account ngalesikhathi sale show utalithola leli khadi mahala. Lokunye lesikwentako njengoba silapha kuthengisa tonke ama-products elibhange, labo labafuna ama-products njengakwakha tindlu, ukuthenga timoto, kuthatha nema-personal loans, konke siyakwenta lapha. Siphinde sibe nema-products lamanye lesiwentako lafaka ekhatsi kusebentisa kwema-ATM lawo lathatha cash. Sibeke-ke i-ATM lapho umuntu angadeposita khona imali yakhe ingene ku-account ngaleso sikhathi lokuthiwa ama-ADT. Nalabo-ke labafuna ukukhesha imali ku-ATM njengabo-mobile money nabo labanye ama-accounts nethu nabo bayakhona ukuthi bakhiphe imali ngalesikhathi se-show. Siyethemba-ke ukuthi abantu batasisapota bete batowuva nje nokuthi libhange lentane nokuthi libhange ngimaphi ama-products lamanye lelwentako. Sicabanga ukuthi kutawubasita abantu ukuthi bete batobuta tinto labangatenda. Lokunye lokukhulu lokuvamise kuthatha isikhathi lebantu labakudingako ukuthi bathole ukuchazeleka ngekusebenta kwe-internet banking. Labafuna ukurejista ku-internet banking nabo bangeta bato-register. Ma-staff members ethu lakhona lapha alungisele ukuthi labo labatawufuna ukurejista ku-internet banking babarejiste. Ku-mobile banking labaphathe nama-cellphone bangeta nabo barejiste baphume e-trade fair. I-account yabo seyisebenta na-mobile banking yabo seyisebenta noma i-internet banking yabo seyisebenta. Siyethemba ukuthi abantu batakujabulela lokhu ngoba kuvamise kuba likhunyana kukwenta umuntu ayedwana, kepha mabalapha laba belibhange siyethemba ukuthi abantu batawuchazeleka kangcono. Sibonga.
Sibuyile-ke benkosilenhle Mavuso Trade and Exhibition Center. Sesifike-ke nasemaphethelweni nawo-ke lo msebenzi walomuhle ukukhombisa ukuthi singabe kwentekani eMavuso Trade and Exhibition Center. Inhloso yethu ukukhombisa nekukhutsata ukuthi kumbe nawe usukume ube ingcenye yalo msebenzi, nekuthi-ke kumbe ngetizathu letitsite mangabe awukhoni ungatitfoli usalele ngaphandle. I think i-technology ye-TV inhle ngaloko ukuthi awubi ngekho entweni la ungekho khona. So lo ibukele ekhaya kuyafanana nokuthi khona, because I think we gave them the look and the feel of a trade fair yalonyaka. Although we still wish that we shared with you quite a lot and which we will do tomorrow, because we will be broadcasting from 3 to 5 p.m. kusukela njengoba sicalile-ke lo muhla kuyoze-ke kube ngomsombuluko lapho khona-ke sizabe sesiwugocota khona lo msebenzi.
Lokusho ukuthi John bantfu noma ngabe abasikhanuke bathi asibone meeting yabo sitheleka njengoba sithelekile namuhla kuyoze kuphele yona phela ishow. Kanti-ke mbukeli siyakuthembisa ukuthi noma ngabe sesifike khona emaphethelweni ayo ishow namuhla, kodwa-ke sizabe sinawe khona la ngesikhathi lesifanako kusasa ngikanye naJohn wakaPhirezi Sibongo.
Kunjalo Maswahla Matha, sinivalelise-ke sethemba ukuthi masiphilile Jehova sicinile, siyawubonana-ke nakusasa ngesikhathi lesifanako, which is 3 to 5 p.m. Nisale kahle.